This weekend I stopped at a garage sale and spotted a bookcase that I got for just $10. The veneer on the sides was peeling, so I sanded it smooth and stapled the backing back in place so everything was sturdy again. Next came primer on the shelves and sides. You can use white or gray, either works great. Once the primer dried, it was time for black paint. I used a good quality cabinet paint and coated the entire piece, including the door. After that dried, I trimmed the door down to size, flipped it over, and marked a center line with two 45-degree guides. This is where the magic happens. I grabbed paint sticks, trimmed off the handles, and used wood glue to line them up along those angles. Paint sticks are super affordable, and once you get started, you just keep repeating the pattern. It doesn't look like much at first, but wait. Once the glue dried, I flipped it over, trimmed the edges flush with a saw, and sanded everything smooth. Suddenly, it looked custom. Before staining, I added wood conditioner to prevent blotching, then went in with a walnut stain. The color turned out beautiful. To finish it off, I added pre-painted trim, installed stained wood legs, and attached hinges and a knob. And just like that, a $10 garage sale find turned into a custom cabinet I absolutely love. If this shows you anything, it's that a few simple materials like paint sticks can completely transform old furniture. I saw this dresser at a thrift store, and I knew I could work some magic on it. So I took it all apart, and then I got to taking off them old knobs. Those definitely are gotta go. And then I got out the heat gun because I'm going to get those stickers off. Anything that's left on, you can use some Goo Gone or any type of remover and get it off. Next, it's time to sand down every part that needs to be painted. Now, normally if you're painting, you don't need to worry about sanding down. But because of all the scratches and gouges, if you sand it, you can get those out and you don't have to fill them. So, go ahead and keep doing that and get it all done. And next, it makes a lot of sawdust, but it's worth getting off. Now it's time to get some good quality primer and pour it out. As you can see, I'm using a foam roller. It's going to give me a nice, smooth finish. So that's why we're going to put on a nice, smooth coat of primer. It keeps that paint from peeling later. Now comes the secret to this transformation. We're going to take some pencils and cut off the back of their erasers. All we want is the wood. Because what we're going to do is mark the top two drawers every 1.5 inches. Mark it off, and we're going to draw a straight line down the two top drawers. What we're going to do is take some wood glue, and we're going to glue down the pencil. Make sure the glue side is where the label is. We don't want to see that on top. There's two ways to do it. You can take a little brush, take that glue, put it on the pencil. Once it's on there, you lay it down. It doesn't take long for it to dry. Another way you can do it is take the glue and lay it out along the line that you're going to put the pencil down. Take the pencil then and put it right down. Either way will work. Now it's time to put on a coat of paint. Again, I'm using the foam roller. I want to use it to make it a nice smooth finish. I want to go with the semi-gloss because it makes stains and wiping up and cleaning the dresser afterwards a cinch. Now it came time to put the paint on where the pencils are. This is a little bit trickier, but use a brush and get in between all the grooves on the pencils. Now it's time to put that second coat on. On this one, I used 3 coats, and it absolutely looked great. I changed out the knobs to a nice black, and look at that. This thing exceeded my expectations. Do you remember how it started off? It had scratches and stickers and gunk all over it, and look at it now. It just looks like a work of art. And I love the contemporary design of the top drawers. This project absolutely exceeded my family's expectations.
I grabbed these wood paint sticks and turned them into the most beautiful feature door. I removed the door handle from our travel trailer door and gave the door a light sand with 150 grit sandpaper. I wiped it clean with a damp rag and then dried it. I cut the wood paint sticks at different angles to get 3 different sized peaks. I didn't measure them, but they were all more than 45-degree angles. I taped them onto the door to check the layout. When I was happy with it, I added pencil marks on where each paint stick needed to be trimmed for length. I trimmed them with the miter saw, and then I used construction adhesive to glue them onto the door. I did the right and left side mountains. I left them to dry overnight, then I gave the wood paint sticks a light sand, wiped clean, and I applied a primer to the door. This is where it looks terrible, but you need to trust the process. I left the primer to dry and then I gave it a light sand with 220 grit sandpaper, wiped clean, and applied a coat of paint. I did a second coat of paint after it dried and let it all dry overnight. I finished it off with a beautiful new doorknob, and that's how I used paint sticks to create the most beautiful mountain feature on our travel trailer door.
My neighbor had an old dresser across the street, but I knew I could fix it up, and the first thing I got to do is get rid of all the rotted and torn up materials. Then I got to take off all of the hardware and the doors on the bottom. I'm not going to need those for the transformation I'm going to make. I also want to get rid of the hardware on the drawers. Now on the top of this, it was pretty beat up. It had been out in the rain and the sun. So I started with 80 grit sandpaper and started going up and down. Once I got it all sanded off, I also needed to go with 120 up to 220. Now sanding produces a lot of dust. So the next thing I did was make sure I got my air hose out and got all the dust off. Got to make sure we get that clean as good as possible. Now I wanted to get rid of the railings that were on the bottom because I don't need those. I want an open concept. So I cut each one of those and pulled them apart. Next, I got some Lawan plywood. This is great for shelving. I wanted to put this on the bottom because it's also waterproof just in case anything spills on it. Once I get it in place, just some small staples will hold it exactly where I need it. Next, it was time to prep for painting. I'm going to fill all the holes from all the hinges and everything like that. And then it's time to go ahead and put the primer on. Primer always goes before paint. You need something to adhere it to the cabinet. The next step was to put some good high quality cabinet paint on there. Once that primer's done, you just go ahead and put all the paint on. This one took 3 coats. Next, it was time for staining. I wanted to add some shelves on the middle, and I wanted to go with a dark stain, so that's why I went with walnut. So I'm going to do all the boards for shelving and that Lawan plywood on the bottom. It's going to get some stain also because I want every one of them to match. Then it was time to do the top. Once it's all sanded down, I put the stain on there, and it took actually 2 coats of stain. You ever see that professional finish that gives it just a durable, clean look? Well, that's what this polyurethane is for. You put that on, and it's going to give it a nice, shiny look to it, and it's going to make it nice and durable. A couple of coats of those. Now it's time back for that middle shelf. I took those boards that I stained earlier, and I put them in place and used a few brad nails to hold them down. Now it's time for some new backing. I got some of that Lawan plywood extra hanging out, so I grabbed some of that and cut it to size. Again, some staples all the way around the edges will hold it in place. Now it's time to get some new hardware. This is really inexpensive, and it changes the look, and it's black so it stands out. Now the drawers need some liners in there because it's kind of rotted out, but it looks good. We're going to close that up. You remember that old dresser in the driveway? Now look at this. What a transformation. I love how it turned into this kitchen island buffet table. It just turned out absolutely amazing. There's no reason to throw an old piece of furniture out when you can look at it, use your imagination, and upcycle it into a work of art. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did, and I hope it inspired you to do your own upcycle project. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time.